Oh my god, this guy named Harmon Smith, he is in such delusion that he actually thinks From Software is bending the knee to Nintendo. Let's see what he has to say. Just wait till he sees my thumbnail. He's gonna love it.
Nintendo won the Direct. Full stop. There's no getting around it. Everyone's coping and seething about the price, and every single one of these people is going to buy the console anyway. You can't pirate the software. They're cracking down on physical. They're cracking down on pirate emulation, on various piracy methods. It's becoming harder and harder to pretend as if emulation is legal, right? Nintendo's coming after you, and there's just nothing you can possibly do about it. But
I mean, emulation is legal. An emulator is completely legal. That's why they're still up. That's why Nintendo tried to get Dolphin taken down, and it's still around. You know why? Because the emulation isn't legal. Okay, what is legal is distributing copyrighted material. The emulator itself does not distribute anything, so you're an idiot.
Watching this Direct and seeing all the major announcements we have for the next 3 months, not even the end of the year, because I think we are going to have another major Direct. Actually, we do already have another Direct later this month with Mario Kart World. We are going to see a lot more titles revealed as the year proceeds. We have a bunch of launch window titles already. Donkey Kong looks great, Mario Kart looks great, both of which are going to sell consoles. But we are going to get another major Direct sometime this year, really showing us just what the Switch 2 has to offer, and just what the foreseeable future is going to look like. And
well, no shit that Donkey Kong and Mario Kart are going to sell consoles. That's the only thing they got going for them right now. Most of the games, 90% of the games, are third-party reports. Okay, no one is running out saying, oh, I gotta play Cyberpunk on the Switch. I've never played Cyberpunk before, so I gotta go buy a Switch just so I can play Cyberpunk. No one's saying, oh, I need to buy a Switch just so I can experience Elden Ring. Oh, I need to go buy a Switch so I can experience Star Wars Outlaws. No one is running around saying that. So of course the other two are going to sit there and help sell the console.
Yeah, it's officially over. Nintendo Switch won the console war, and I think Switch 2 is going to continue that by driving the major third parties out of business and just ruining PlayStation and Xbox. I do think that is the major thing going forward, is just driving these consoles out of the space, because I'm sick of hearing about them. I don't like hearing people pretend that they're good consoles. I definitely don't like people acting as if they're competitive. So seeing Nintendo dismantle Xbox and PlayStation, which will in turn take out the PC Master Race, which is entirely reliant on ports from those consoles. Nintendo is essentially going to be the dominant force in gaming.
Okay, for one, the reason why that Nintendo will never dismantle PC is because PC can mod the games. Nintendo cannot. I don't know if you realize that. And every game is made on a PC and just happens to be compatible with the Nintendo. So all your Nintendo games are made on the PC. They need the PC to make them. They're not made on the Nintendo Switch, you damn simpleton. So that's one thing. Number two, Nintendo did not dismantle Xbox. That was PlayStation, if we're being honest. And another thing about PC is they can play all your games. They can emulate them. Like you said in the beginning, oh, they're not going to be able to emulate. Just you wait. They're going to be able to, because the Switch 2 is already an outdated software. And next year, or the year after that, when the PS6 and the new Xbox comes out, it's going to become even more outdated. And it's going to be in the situation that the Switch is right now.
For quite a long time, until some major revolution takes place, which, I mean, it's not going to last forever, but at least 30 years, I would say, because none of the other nothing else is as competitive. People spurred out about mobile gaming making more money, but mobile isn't really in competition with Nintendo. They're not the same thing at all, right?
Mobile gaming's not in competition with anybody. No one even takes mobile gaming seriously, so why are you even trying to compare mobile gaming to Nintendo? Everything is better than mobile gaming. I mean, mobile gaming isn't even part of the conversation of the gaming industry. At the Game Awards, they literally had to create a new category just so mobile gaming can be included. Okay, so why are you even bringing up mobile gaming? Are you just reaching for straws? And I thought this video was supposed to be about From Software and bending the knee. Why are we I think 2 minutes into the damn video and you haven't even brought them up once? And oh, Jesus Christ, I got another 12 minutes left of this video. I don't know if I can make it through, guys. I mean, I swear, the things I do for you.
Like PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, the direct competitors to what Nintendo does have completely fallen. They're not competitive, and they've completely just fallen by the wayside. And I think a really good example of why it's Elden Ring, right? Duskblood. FromSoft has bent the knee to Nintendo. They saw just how meager and pathetic Elden Ring sales numbers actually were compared to what Nintendo did with Super Mario Bros. Wonder and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And
Elden Ring sold more copies than both of those games. What the hell are you talking about? Elden Ring right now currently has sold over 28 million copies worldwide. Are you freaking kidding me? Those two games don't even compare. And Elden Ring won Game of the Year. Okay, you guys have only won one Game of the Year. From Software has won 2 Game of the Years. PlayStation's won 2 Game of the Years, which is more than what you guys have won. Are you kidding me? Like, how do you think that Tears of the Kingdom, which just happens to be an expansion to Breath of the Wild, and then you think Super Mario Bros. Wonder is better than Elden Ring? The only thing is you suck at From Software games, which is okay. I suck too. I'm not even a From Software guy. I haven't played one since Dark Souls because I couldn't even get past the first chapter because that's how bad I suck at Souls games. I can admit it, but I still acknowledge how beloved these games are and how well they sell.
they just had to side with the winning team, right? Obviously, we don't actually know what the specifics of why this deal was made, but they did. The first thing they did after getting independence from Bandai Namco was go to Nintendo and produce this game. So this is really interesting to me because I think it pretty clearly demonstrates what's going to happen every time some minor third-party release gets some relevancy on PlayStation and Xbox. Is that people are going to worship it. They're going to act like it's the greatest thing ever. They're going to act like it's some industry-defining thing. They're going to pretend like it's the greatest thing ever made. And then first of all, the game is going to fall off because it's not that good. But second of all, every single time the developer is going to have to crawl to Nintendo.
Do you understand how exclusivity works? Do you think that From Software came crawling Nintendo said, oh, please let us make an exclusive game for your console? No, Nintendo paid them to make an exclusive. That's how it works. Okay, and the reason why that they never did it on the first Switch was because the first Switch wasn't compatible with those games. This one, it is, but they still have to dole it down. If they would release that game on the PS5 or Steam, for instance, it would look far better than it would on the Switch 2, which isn't like downplaying the Switch 2 or anything. That's just happened what it be. It happens to be lesser hardware than the other ones, so they can't make it as graphically inclined as they could for that. Just wait till Borderlands 4 comes out. I guarantee you it's going to be doled down, which if you want a doled down version, that's your choice. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't sit there and compare that, oh, it's going to look even better on the Switch too. And I guarantee you he's going to sit there and try to do that when Borderlands 4 comes out.
In order to maintain their relevancy and to stay competitive, right? That is going to be essential in an industry where Nintendo is the dominant market leader, is that these third parties are not going to be able to remain competitive if they're not on the primary gaming platform. And I think FromSoft knows that. They understood that the Elden Ring thing was just a fad, that it's not sustainable, and that they need to expand and that they need to partner with a studio, with a company that actually understands video games and understands that FromSoft can't keep putting out the same game over and over and over again. I think Miyazaki understands that better than anyone, actually. That the FromSoft formula is old, it's tired, it's drawn out, and just putting out more of it is just going to lead to diminishing returns.